out again and closed the door after her. Adele lay back in her bed and stared up at the ceiling. She was trembling as if she'd experienced a chill. And in a way she had, a chill of fear. She had been on the verge of telling the nurse that the reason for her abject state was that she had gradually become afraid of the clinic. She was especially afraid of the tall, debonair doctor who was its head. Staring up at the shadows, she went back to the first time she'd met Dr. Stefan Soivak. After wearying months in London as a photographer's model, she had come to Switzerland for a skiing holiday. She knew her oval-faced, calm beauty depended on rested nerves, so she felt the holiday to be a must. She bought a suitable wardrobe to set off her willowy figure, blonde hair, and large green eyes. And then it was a plane to Zurich and a rented car to an alpine village not too distant from the great city. There, amid the snow-capped mountains, she found peace and exciting outdoor recreation. The Pension Léonard supplied good rooms and beds in a log cabin sort of atmosphere, and the meals were excellent. It was more a rural retreat than a smart hotel resort, but it was a pleasant change for her after London. In the evenings there was dancing to accordion music in the big main room with its blazing fireplace. Tables were set out and people enjoyed refreshments and either danced or watched the dancers. Often Adele would be invited to dance, but a good deal of the time she sat alone at a small table and smilingly watched the festivities. It was on her fourth evening at the Pension Léonard that she first spotted the tall, elegant Dr. Stefan Soivak. He was the type who would stand out anywhere, and his perfectly cut tweed suit singled him from the other men in ordinary sports clothes, some even in their rough open-collared shirts. He was standing with the proprietor of the pension, and they were both staring at her with obvious interest and saying something about her. Embarrassed, she pretended not to see them and gave her full attention to watching the dancers. After a moment, the stout proprietor came to her apologetically and said, "Miss Marriot, pardon my intrusion, but I have a distinguished guest who would very much like to meet you." "Oh," she hesitated. The stout man wiped his hands on his white apron in a manner which revealed his tension. "He is a man respected in medical circles all over the world, and he has a clinic here. His name is Dr. Stefan Soivak." She smiled. "Why should he want to meet me?" "Oh, he considers you a great beauty, and the doctor is an admirer of female beauty." It was a flattering compliment, and she turned a glance at the tall doctor staring at her from the position he'd taken near the doorway. Paying no attention to the noise of the music and general hilarity, he returned her smile. And then he came across the room toward her, dodging the frantic dancers. The innkeeper beamed as the suave Dr. Soivak bowed to her and then introduced him, saying, "This is the noted Dr. Stefan Soivak of the famed Sternen Clinic, near here. May I present Miss Adele Marriot?" "Charmed to meet you, Miss Marriot," the swarthy, lean doctor said, taking her hand in his and kissing it. "May I sit down?" "Oh, please do," she said, as the innkeeper discreetly withdrew. The doctor said, "I hope you don't resent my interest in you." Her eyes twinkled. "Well, I'm somewhat baffled by it." "But you oughtn't to be," Dr. Soivak said, leaning close to her at the table so he could be heard easily. "You are the most beautiful young woman to show up in this place." "I'm sure you're exaggerating," Adele protested. "Not a whit," the doctor told her in his precise, slightly accented English. "And you are a Britisher. You are no doubt in the theatre, or perhaps in films?" "Neither," she told him with a smile. "I'm a model, a photographer's model. I pose mostly for fashion advertisements. I thought you might have seen me in one of them. Often they appear in European magazines." His eyes brightened. "Of course, that is why you seem so familiar to me. What an excellent surprise."